See, I said record.
I think we're recording.
Yeah, we are recording.
Oh,
As long as that audio thing is good, we
Okay.
are good.
All right, great.
Man, what happened to my feet? I should wear some better shoes, but it doesn't matter at this point.
You could put
Let me
these.
go a little bit
Got
tighter.
heels on. Yeah, go tighter. Do it. Oh, nice belt. Is it a hunter's belt?
All right. Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, we.
Hello.
We and me.
Yes, this is
Oh,
what
there
we
we
do.
go.
This is what we're going to do.
We and me.
This is what we're going to do.
Huh.
So, welcome to the Helpful Mortgage Guy podcast. I've been in
helpful.
business for over a decade, believe it or not,
Wow.
and I have met some of the most amazing people.
You have.
Yes,
You have.
yourself included.
That's what I was going for.
So today we are gonna get to know Danielle, a little bit more about Danielle, and maybe she can share some insight about her business and how she is able to successfully assist her
Sustain.
clients.
Sustain it. Oh, goodness.
Sustain.
Sustain in this industry. Yeah.
Sustain. Is that what we're going for? But before we do that, let's have a little bio about Danielle.
Q&A. Oh, it's all about me. It's
All
not.
about Danielle.
All right. Okay, sit back and relax. This will be fun.
Here we go.
Okay.
This is a lot of good nuggets. You'll be like, what? I want to be like Danielle. So I can't do that.
Yeah.
No one can be like Danielle.
We all want to be like someone,
Um,
but just be yourself. It seems to work out. In the
Really?
long run. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So, you're coming up with some fun questions because I'm thinking of some possible answers to your fun questions.
Oh,
Because I
fun
know
question?
you.
We don't have fun question. Okay.
Okay.
So Danielle started off in a real estate career with the largest real estate auction firm in Orange County and a Fortune 500 company. Danielle has built her way up in residential sales. She brings along a connection and first-hand knowledge of every transaction. Her continued support of her clients and colleagues shine through the process. Hard work and dedication is apparently in Danielle's overall work ethic when it comes to serving her clients.
Oh, yes.
Growing up in Southern California, Danielle knows the benefits and amenities of the area, which is unmatched weather, diversity, and culture. And she has aligned herself with the Walker Real Estate Group, which has sold over 400 homes in the last 17 plus years. That's amazing.
I love
And
selling
over
homes.
60 million home in sales in 2021 and 2023. She's very active in her community. Yes, that is very true.
That's another podcast.
And a local board director on a Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you speak at Orange County Realtors
I
frequently.
I have been invited. They would do a lot of new realtor orientations, and I got to speak about a day in the life and answer some Q&A.
Sweet.
So that was always fun to give.
All
back.
right. All right, let's do this.
Oh goodness! All right.
Man.
I think I'm ready.
So how did you get started with auction? Is it auction.com?
Auction.com.
Wow.
Yes. It's got its own history of how it became auction.com, but how I got started in auction.com, gosh, a long time ago. I was working at a medical education firm, planning all the medical doctors' meetings because they have to have their CME credits and everything. And I was all over the country traveling with them. And my dear friend, childhood friend, worked at auction.com, and they said they needed a venue coordinator to locate venues to accommodate these large
They needed the
auctions.
best venue coordinator.
They did. So I was like, all right. She called me up and she's like, I think this would be great for you. And I said, yes, because it was, 2008, 2009 when the foreclosures were happening. Auction.com was the marketing auction firm that had the properties, or the banks gave them the properties after,
What were you doing before auction.com?
Oh, well, that's why I was at the medical education firm.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that's why I planned medical education meetings for all these doctors, psychiatrists, all this stuff, to take all their CME credits. So I traveled and I planned them, and they'd be like weekends, or they'd be like evenings, or they'd be full days from here to Chicago to Florida, wherever. So that was fun. So then I had that I've always loved to plan things. I'm a planner. So I had that wheelbase going and everything. So my friend calls me up and she said they're looking for someone to do all their, locate and coordinate all their venues for all their auctions. So that was the height of all the real estate auctions going. They were, pretty much number one. So I went in, I was at my other job. I went in and I called the gentleman that was hiring, and I said, oh, I'm in jeans and a button-down t-shirt, nothing formal for an interview. He's like, I don't care, come on over. I'm like, okay. So I went over, had the interview, and got the call the next day. And then I started my career with auction.com, the largest real estate auction firm, foreclosure auction firm at that time.
And
based in
how
Irvine.
long were you with them for?
Gosh, I think I was with them for just under 5 years, just under 4 years, something like that. Yeah, just between around then. It was the height of all the foreclosure auctions. It was insane. Like literally, I remember one of my first ones being, or not my first one, but I remember one of them being at LA Convention Center, and our capacity was 5,000 people.
Oh, so people would come and.
Oh yeah. These are the live auctions. Like literally the live auction.
Oh wait, so it's sight unseen. So they would like post up a picture.
Pretty much, because a lot of the time it was, remember, if it was like back in that day, foreclosure auctions, a lot of the homeowners were no longer in the property at times or whatever. They didn't, and the banks just had, this on their books, and they didn't want them on their books. So you weren't able to really look at the properties. You could get the address and drive by, but you couldn't get in the properties. You just had pictures. So we would go ahead and the banks would give, or Wells and whatever, they'd give auction.com their portfolio of what they need to be sold, and so we'd bring it to a venue.
So every convention center would be a venue. Do you get like a sign that you raise it up and stuff? Not like that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking in my head.
No. Well, we had it. So, all right. So it was packed. Like I said. So the LA Convention Center is one example where I became good friends with the event manager because we were there almost monthly, and we had probably 5,000. Our capacity was say 5,000 in one of the large convention rooms. Pretty sure the fire department showed up because we had reached capacity, and people just
and
wanted
that's a
in.
big convention center.
Yeah. So I don't know the actual numbers. I just know that we just worked well together.
And this was 2008, 2009?
I can't remember the exact date. It might have, or year. It might have been that's when it all, like, the frenzy happened. So it was in the first couple years of all the foreclosure auctions, and that was insane. But we had a great team. So that was one that I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is totally awesome. I would set up all the venues. I would set up the floor plan, the layout, because we'd have all the main seats and everything, where it was like literally longer than knee deep. And we literally would go have a stage, and we'd have, you'd have the main stage with the auctioneer up there, and we'd have 2 auctioneers because it would go all day long because we'd have a lot of properties. And then you'd have at the bottom of the stage, on both sides of the stage, you'd have representatives from all the banks or the institutions that held the loans, deciding and helping out and what price they were going to allow it to go at. And you had, like I said, rows and rows of people. And then you had a section where it was the investors. And these were people that were going to buy multiple properties.
Oh, wow.
So we kept them in a certain section because they were going to be there, and we wanted to make sure, if they went back and sat at their seats, they wouldn't be in this realm, this area, and they wouldn't be able, they'd miss out on bids. That was pretty cool. So I'm envisioning this floor plan in my head. Hopefully you all can do it as well. And we had the bid assistants, and they were absolutely amazing. A great group of people.
Like bid assistant.
Yeah, like if you saw a bid, and you're like, hey, like that, and they'd get the help with the bidders and identify who had the winning bid. And they were all over. They worked their tail off, I will tell you.
How many hour days this be?
I think the LA one was probably, set up at like 6 in the morning, and then we probably wouldn't leave till 6 at night. But the actual event was probably 9 to 4 or so.
Is this like a weekend event, a one-day event that you guys plan the whole month for? Or?
So those big ones, the convention centers, and the time would be on the weekends. We go there. We go to Ontario. We go Anaheim. like locally. Then we'd go up, San Francisco. We were all over the country.
Oh, wow.
Florida, Las Vegas Convention Center, everywhere. But we would also do evening ones, more sort of intimate, you know, Boston and at hotels. So the weekend ones were the huge ones because California, Arizona, Texas, and Florida had all those foreclosures, and they just
Wow.
bunch them all together.
What a crazy time.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
What a crazy time. A little bit over a decade.
Yeah.
Because now it's like 50 offers on one property.
Yeah,
and
yeah. And we're not, we don't, that was a crazy, crazy time period, but I absolutely enjoyed it. I had an amazing time. I met some of my good friends still to this day because we would travel together all over the U.S. and put on these auctions.
Sounds so fun.
And I would do it, we'd have them all the time. So I would stay it's based in Irvine. So I'd stay at home plate, so to speak, and get everything organized. And then I couldn't be everywhere. So I would have to have people that I trusted in the company to represent me on site, to make sure the floor plan was right, to make sure, because we'd cater at some,
Oh, wow.
we'd do catering for our staff in the back, make sure all of our AV was ready to go. We had our own AV staff, but we had to make sure all the AV we ordered from these
Yeah.
venues were all good. So it's like hard for me to let go of control of that because I am very like make sure that I'm with the client or with my project from start to finish.
Yeah.
But that had to be done because I couldn't be everywhere and anywhere. But I was all over. And then we would get properties. So the builders, at one point, the builders couldn't sell their inventory.
Wow, I didn't know that. We get this whole history of this
Danielle
whole
and
entire history of like auction.com that I didn't know
Auction.com.
about.
Yeah, so we'd have the builders, and the builders would give us some of their properties that they couldn't sell. And that was interesting. So the builder auctions were not as crazy. They were more intimate. So, you might have like a place that's, out in, I'm going to say out in like Riverside or something like that, that had 100 units, but, they still had 25 that they needed to sell and they weren't moving. So they bring it to auction because the whole thing about auction is literally stirring up, people get excited. I am a sucker for silent auctions. You get me at one of those charity auctions and I will bid it up. I see the value in it.
Uh-huh.
So literally like the auction process, you have a home and you're all in one usually room, or now they do it a lot online. We were physically in the rooms, but it's more, it was amazing then. And then people get the frenzy. They're like, I want that property, I need that property. So that's when people start bidding. So you can actually see it. You as a buyer are seeing your offer get outbid by the guy over here. So you're like, And in a traditional market,
Yeah.
you don't see that. You don't really see what the other person's offering because it's like just giving your best offer.
Correct.
Typically, with the auction, it's pretty transparent. Now, some of these, people like say, oh, they're not going to take the property. Well, the bank at that time, the bank probably had a number
Yeah.
that they needed to hit, and then that's when you'd hear the auctioneer go sold because they hit a number. I wasn't privy to that information. It was between the auctioneer, the management, and the banks because they had a number they had to hit. But it was always a great deal, at least back then.
Yeah.
So the goal for auction.com, they were given these properties to market, to auction, to get everything done, and they had someone back into the property because a lot of times they weren't occupied. So that was what made, we were getting people back into the property. And yes, a lot of investors bought the properties, but they invested in them and they brought them back to the market.
Nice.
But we'd have escrow and title on site. We'd have several escrow companies, several title companies, I believe so. And they would just, do a lot of the paperwork there. You did have to come with cashier's checks. You did have to put in your earnest money deposit within 3 days. It's changed now recently. Like the county court steps, you have to have like the full amount of money when you go and purchase one of these.
So that auction at that time, it's just like a standard sale. Was it 25 days, 30 days, 45 days?
Yeah, it's standard.
Just
You can
like
get a
that?
loan. You can pay for cash. It was just trying to market and get all these properties sold in a timely manner, and that's what it is. Like it's getting it done in a timely manner, and selling all these properties that these banks had, our institutions had on their portfolio in a timely manner, as much as we can at once. Allowed them to recirculate these properties and to get them into some good hands. So yeah, so you come, you bid. It was an awesome frenzy. We got so many people at once, that just made the opportunity for these properties to sell. And it was absolutely intriguing, but long ass days. But I got to go all over the country. Like I said, I made great friends, loved it while I was there, and great opportunity that happened to be just my career path.
And how was the transition from auction.com into residential sales?
Well, there was another company in between there. Should we leave that for another podcast?
Well, I want to know. I want to know
Oh,
what the other
I guess
company
we're
was.
since we're all in the auction
Yeah, since when we
Okay,
did. So
okay. So
so auction.com. Now we're gonna go to another company.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. So auction.com, largest foreclosure auction firm, and then I got recruited to Concierge Auctions,
Ooh, concierge auction.
the largest luxury auction.
Oh, regular auction
Yes,
now. It's
that is
luxury.
now owned by, well, it's Anywhere, but it's called, but they're under Sotheby's.
Okay.
So, which is
And
was
how long are you at concierge auction?
about the same time, I think 4.5 years or so.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, and so I was talking about the builder auctions. So my good friend Gina, which I'll send this podcast to her because it was all up. It was all
Hi,
her.
Gina.
Hi Gina. Hi Gina. Love Gina. I got stories for her. Oh, we should probably put her on a podcast. She's fabulous.
Gina, we're gonna put you on a podcast, okay? Remember
Yes.
that? Put in your podcast.
Yes. Then we have to have Emily and Daryl too because they can tell the stories.
Emily and Daryl. Okay. I love these people already. So
Yes.
intriguing.
So Gina worked on the builder side. So she worked with the builders at auction.com to coordinate, the inventory and to go and help you get that to the auction. I still would plan all the auctions and stuff and like that. So I believe Concierge Auctions had reached out to her because she had known someone and because they were looking for someone to coordinate their white glove luxury auctions. And she wasn't ready to move. It wasn't the opportunity for her, but she's like, I got someone for you. And then it came to me.
And where were they at? Where were they based out of?
They were based out of Texas.
Oh.
And I flew out to Texas for 24 hours. I met the CEO at the time, Laura Brady, amazing. Went to meet her. She picked me up. We met. She interviewed me. First, I had an interview on the phone, of course.
Yeah.
And then I flew back, and I was offered the job.
Nice.
And I had to leave within 2 weeks. And I loved that company. I absolutely loved that company. My first auction was in the Strands in Dana Point, which is now like booming.
Yeah.
So Strands in Dana Point, if you don't
Wow.
know, it's like, it's at Dana Point. It's called the Strands. It is luxury homes. They had empty parcels, and at the time when I went to Concierge, it was still like, I don't know, getting out of foreclosure. The properties weren't foreclosed. So the difference with Concierge auctions is they weren't foreclosed properties. They were well-to-do individuals that wanted to sell their property in a timely manner and get the most for it. So Sotheby's auctions, a great example. Sotheby's auctions, if you look at the artwork, it's artwork that it's hard to determine the value of these unique artwork properties.
Yeah.
So, and you see it, and you see, oh, it's like, they go for millions. So let's just say it's like a millionaire to a millionaire. They're bidding on this property, this property's artwork, and they're determining the value of that artwork. Two well-to-do individuals that have the funds are identifying what this property, or I keep on saying property, which that artwork's going to sell for. So the Sotheby auction process was the luxury concierge auctions process. It's like, say, and there were $1 million properties plus, $1 million
Wow.
plus properties. So
They are luxury.
all luxury, and I say $1 million plus because everything's. Our luxury is a lot more. What is the median price for sold property right now? It's just over $1 million.
In Orange County?
Yes.
Like 1.4 something?
Yeah,
like
it
that?
keeps on. I remember when it was 800,000.
1.4, 1.2, something
Yeah.
like this.
So you.
In a down market, by the way,
Yeah.
supposedly. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
So you think about all these wealthy individuals, and I say again wealthy because we did ranches, we did penthouses, we did
Wow,
beachfront
that's so
properties.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So the Strands was my first one, and
How much was that one?
I feel like it went for 7 million. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and now it's double. It's double, and it was second row. First row is.
We are sitting, we're sitting in a $9 million listing, by the way.
I know. I know.
Just want to throw it out there so you.
Can we talk about that? Should we talk about it now, or should I talk?
Maybe after the Strand. Let's go.
Okay. Back to the Strands.
Back to the Strands.
So that was my first one, and the Strands is a beautiful gated community. There's a lot of well-to-do individuals that live there. They have a view of the ocean, but it wasn't selling. They weren't selling at that time, so they brought in the auction firm to help sell it, and it was beautiful. So my job with Concierge Auctions again was to plan the auction, and the venue were the homes.
Where would these venue be at?
So the Strands in the house.
Oh,
We'd
wow.
have the auction
And
in
how
the
many
house.
people would show up at
Oh,
the
that
Strand?
that depends. It could be as intimate as 10 to like, at that point, it was probably 10 to like 50 or so.
50 is a lot of people.
But yeah, so all the bidders had to be qualified. You know, it wasn't, I couldn't purchase one of them, but you had to be qualified to
Of
purchase
course.
this home.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then my job was to work with the venue, the house, get all the catering in. It was a white glove auction process, so literally, valet if we needed it. They got gifts at the end for attending. So thank you for attending.
Yeah.
You know, they'd have, you know, their like, you know, bidding pallets bidding.
Whatever that is.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm got dumbfounded. I have like a bunch at home. And then they would we do beautiful catering, so they would just enjoy it. They would be at the property. They would be at this luxury property, looking at the ocean, falling in love with it. And they, in their minds, they probably knew what they were going to pay for. So I always told, you know, you pay for the property. So we'd have the auction right then and there. We'd have phone bidding. We'd have live bidding. We'd have proxy. It was just amazing. It was a true white glove opportunity. So my first one was the Strands. It was awesome. And then the next day we flew to West Palm Beach and did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just like overnight.
Yeah. Oh,
So you were there for 4.5 years, and then you went,
I think it was
then you
4.5 years.
transitioned into residential.
I did, and I say 4.5 years. I mean, don't quote me on them. I mean,
So
I'll look
how
back
was
at my
that?
resume.
How was that? You know, because the last 2 years, there's a lot of people. Been in every single year. There's always new real estate agents like
Yeah, but
started.
can we talk about this?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we should talk
Where
about this.
we're at,
Yeah, we
real
should
quick?
talk about this.
I mean, let's just.
Look at this.
We can talk about it.
Can we see this? I'm gonna put on the thing.
Yeah.
Can the producer put on the screen?
Oh
later?
yeah.
Cut this
you,
in.
Can you get to that?
Yeah. What is this place?
Okay, so I mean, you just see where we're at right now and this lovely portrait behind me. We have the ocean view. So we are in North Laguna. I believe it's 135 Crescent Bay Drive.
That's a beautiful home.
It's a beautiful home.
So nice.
So it's listed by our dear friend, Frances Cardun, from Douglas Elliman, and she allowed us to come in here and do this. And the builder is absolutely amazing. I've seen his work, several pieces of property in Laguna, but the quality in here is amazing. So let me just see real quick. So it's a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 3-car garage, just over 4,300 square feet, and just.
And it has a gym too.
Oh, it's a gym, yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, and it's just under 9 million. It's got a beautiful ocean view, which we can show on social media.
But you literally can just walk that way.
Oh yeah, you're Crescent Bay.
Yeah. If I throw a stone, I'm probably gonna hit some like a surfer.
Oh, that might hurt, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's. I remember when they got this one, and she was telling me about it, and so I drove by at the beginning when it was in its previous state, and I was like, if anything, this guy can do it, and it is absolutely beautiful. We've been here a couple times, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
We've been here for a great evening event.
We just keep on coming back.
I know.
They
that's
keep
why
on welcoming us back, so we keep on coming
I
back.
know. So if anyone's interested.
What if I can rent it out as an Airbnb? I'm just kidding.
I'm
No.
hoping I can sell it. So if you're looking for something like this, message me. I mean, again, you only see this part, but we decided where we were going to sit. We decided where we were going to sit.
Oh, I
This
got
is
it.
so
That
funny.
makes sense. I see what you mean.
But I think it's absolutely a beautiful, again, 135 Crescent Bay Drive in Laguna Beach, 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom. The workmanship in here is amazing. The main bathroom is like a party. And the slabs that they use here on their countertops and their fireplace, I am in love. So that's where we're at.
The on the second floor where the kitchen's at, you have like a 180 of like the beach.
Oh pictures earlier.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I took pictures. I'm Danielle Smith _ Realtor on Instagram. You'll see pictures on that. And you're the helpful.
Yeah, follow her. You
Yeah.
see it.
Follow me. Okay. So yeah, you want to go into real estate? You want to talk about my auction, my concierge auctions?
Yeah.
My first job?
So you were like in the auction world for like a long time.
Oh, huh.
And then how was that transition into real estate?
Well,
And you have to like, because it's auction.com and the concierge auction. Do you
Yeah.
have to have a real estate license?
not in that industry.
Because you've been wanting planning events versus venue versus actually doing residence.
Yes. But when I was with concierge, there's only 10 of us. Now I think there's like 60 plus, maybe even 100.
Oh, it's still around.
Oh, they're still around.
Wow, okay.
It's absolutely amazing. So it was only 10 of us when we started.
Oh, wow.
I do wish I was still there because it was absolutely amazing. But that's another story. But
Concierge.com asks, get Danielle to come back. No, just kidding.
some help. Yeah. There's like 10 of us there, and I got so it was easy, not easy, but I worked my way from venue to project manager. So the project manager position, I would travel all over the U.S., even Canada, Toronto, and then Bahamas, and Hawaii. And I would help with the auction part, market the property. So it would be like a 30-day process, but we would work with the real estate agents because we didn't have the real estate license. The real estate agents was the one that talked to real estate, did that. I was there to talk about the opportunity to purchase this property, to get people through, to connect with the right agents and the right buyers and the right locals in and around wherever, you infiltrated, yeah, the community, the environment, and you just talked about this amazing opportunity because it was and it is an amazing opportunity. So I would work directly with a realtor in the process, and it would be about a month and a half, and I'd be like all over the place, like I said, Montana, Hawaii, Toronto, Grand Bahamas, Florida, Carolinas, Texas, all over, and.
Were you traveling weekly?
Oh, I was gone for a month and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all the time. And I come back
how
and
fun
I just.
Is that?
I need to it was. We were always on the road, and then so I worked with the realtors there. I didn't need a license to do that because I was just doing my marketing of concierge auctions, and then so I transitioned into just doing straight residential real estate back here at home. I had been doing some of this
What
stuff.
makes you want? Did you have to get your license and then transition?
I did get my license. Yes. Well, I did get my license. Yeah, you have to get your license to be a realtor and stuff like that.
But
So-
what makes you decide to get into residential
Beeping?
sale?
Someone's beeping.
They're excited about you.
Oh, is that it?
Talking about residential sale.
Jeez, people. So then I did the residential sales. Yeah, what made me want to do that, or what was your question?
Yeah, what make you want to?
Oh, I wanted to just start going. I just wanted to be home for a while, and
Because you're traveling so much.
Traveling so much, and this opportunity came around where I had a friend that worked at Coldwell Banker Realty in Capistrano Beach, aka Dana Point or San Clemente. Who knows? It was annexed in. Well, I know, but it was annexed in. And I went there and I talked to the manager, which was actually our broker of records, Sandra Deering, amazing lady. They finally let her retire. She retired, but she's absolutely amazing. So she brought me on. I hadn't, I wanted to get my real estate license, and she said.
Oh, you still haven't got your real estate license?
Well, I
yet.
got it before I left concierge auctions.
Oh, okay.
Just because I knew, sometime in the future I might need it, and she was really intrigued, or they were really intrigued about the auction process because it is an intriguing process, and I absolutely think it's an awesome process. So she brought me on, and then I still worked at concierge, and then the time was right for me to transition back into straight residential real estate, and so that's what I did. But I was diehard. I was all in. I mean, why shouldn't I be? That's what was like.
And you've been at Coldwell ever since.
Yes, I'm a very loyal person.
Yeah, you've been at Coldwell for a long time.
10 years this June, I think. It's June.
Wow.
10 years. Wonder what I get at 10 years. A pat on the back. A pin? Ooh.
Chris, what does Danielle get if you stay at
I should ask.
Chris at the Walker Group, what does Danielle get? She said,
Oh, I'm sure.
co-op for.
Yeah. Big party. I should ask Jamie Duran, our president. She's
party is
amazing too.
nice.
She's here in Laguna. She lives in Laguna Beach.
Sweet.
Yeah. But she's oversees our Coldwell
So you
Banker.
Coldwell Banker.
It's amazing, yeah. So Coldwell Banker, I've been with them, and it'll be 10 years I've had my license hanging with them. Of course, you get, as a realtor, the more you shine or produce or get out there, that people want to recruit you, and I'm honored for that. I'm absolutely honored for that, but I'm
Nice.
quite happy where I am at.
So your
give or take.
first deal with Coldwell Banker, was it a sale or was it a listing? A buyer or a seller?
A buyer. I represented the buyer first before I got my own listing.
Do you remember
Oh, I
that?
remember it.
You
yeah.
do?
Uh-huh.
Remember the first deal? Huh?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Okay. Ironically, I think I do know. It was a lead that came through. Like, it wasn't someone I had met.
Was it an open house? Was it just an
online
office?
lead that came through.
Oh, okay.
So the online lead that came through, and they were looking to purchase in Lake Forest. And it turns out that I knew this person through other avenues of our friends.
Oh, wow.
So
What do they call that? Third degree or whatever?
Yeah, Kevin Bacon or something like that. Have you heard? We'll talk about
I
that.
don't know.
Is it ninth degree of Kevin Bacon? I don't know.
I have no idea. It's something.
They say everyone can relate back to Kevin
Yeah.
Bacon or something, or a movie. No, I was online lead, and we turned out that we knew the same people in the San Clemente area. So that was my deal. It was
a house?
It was a house, a single family home. It was great. They knew they wanted it. They got it, and it was I sort of already knew I knew the ropes. I knew what to do. The one thing, and I always tell this, and I tell this to other agents, and now I believe it's in the RPA, the Residential Purchase Agreement.
Uh-huh.
That wine cooler, it's a refrigerator. We've got plenty in this property.
Oh, we got quite a few. We're never gonna be thirsty in this
never
property
gonna
for
be
sure.
thirsty. They there was an island on the property, or not an actual island, but the island in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And there was a wine cooler just like in there, like pushed in there. It's not like bolted down or anything, because if it's bolted down, you're not moving that sucker.
Correct.
It's going with the property. And I put fridges on there. I didn't specify wine fridge.
Oh.
And that agent, who was also the homeowner, who was also only moving next door into a bigger house.
Oh,
said,
wow.
Said, that wine cooler is coming with me. And I was like, huh? What are you talking about? It's a fridge. He's like, it's a wine cooler. And I was like, but you're moving just next door. Why? And you're gutting the whole house and rebuilding. I was dumbfounded. And I was like, okay. And I had to tell the buyers. And I was so sad for them, because they're like, well, we really wanted that wine cooler.
Man.
So I gifted them a wine cooler at closing.
Oh.
and some other stuff. So that was a lesson learned. And I will tell you, it's a small lesson, but it's an interesting lesson. It's like, if you want something, you write it down.
So if you want something, make sure you write it in.
Oh, yeah, if you want a wine cooler, make sure that's in, because now it's more identified. And so I bring that story up to new agents all the time. I said, if you see a freaking wine cooler in there,
Put it in.
You put it in there, because if they can move it out, they're going to move it out. So that was interesting. But again, they're still there. It's been years, and they.
And you still keep in touch with them. That's great.
I do, and they've added on to the house. They're friends. They are good friends with the agent owner who moved next door. They hang out and they do stuff, because it lives in a cul-de-sac. But it was a little bit of like, why you gotta take the wine cooler, guy? You're not gonna even need it for a while. Get a brand new one since you're redoing the house. Anyway, so I always bring that up to newbies of what my thing was. And ironically, I hear that, so I hear some agents or managers talk about stuff like that. Like, if they really want that chandelier, maybe
Gotta write it in.
Yeah.
So look at that. You do get some helpful tips here. If you want something, write it in the purchase contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
So even if it's not there.
Even if it's not there. So that was your first listing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, your first sales.
Oh, well, first.
Was that the most memorable?
Oh gosh, no, because I've had several memorable ones.
Okay.
That's the thing.
But that was like because it's the first. That's why.
First one, and I'm still in touch with them now, and they're great. I mean, they had 3 little ones that aren't little anymore. So
You're really good at that, like building a good, like databases, right?
I try.
Because real estate is a contact sports, right? The more contacts you
Yeah.
have, the
It
better.
is, yeah.
And
they're
you
not-
do a really good job at like just keep in touch with all your.
Yeah, and you have to be a people person no matter
Yeah.
what people think. I was showing a buyer that was coming in from Colorado
Yeah.
yesterday, and she shared with me at the very end of our tour. Oh, she's like, I had my real estate license. I'm like, oh, you did? She's like, yeah, but I had my full-time job, and my broker said, are you in or are you not? And I was, having my full-time job, and so she's like, I realized I wasn't in because it's a full-time job. And then she's like, I realized I'm not a people person. She's like, I am a quiet person. So she's like, not making it a full-time occupation and not being a people person can really affect your business. And she said, so she said, I put that to the wayside.
Got it.
So maybe
But if you're not a people person, can you make it in the real estate?
I think you can. You'll find other avenues to get stuff done, but you have to.
It's better if you're a people.
I think so because you deal with so many different people.
So many different personalities.
Yeah, and you have to.
Husband, wife, kids,
Yeah.
mom, grandma, uncles.
They're true. It's true. what you
Chinese
say.
roommate, uncle, cousin-in-law. What? Long distant relative.
Yeah, there's so many funny memes about that, but you have to. The people think you become a psychiatrist because you hear about it. I've been in situations where I've shown a property to the husband and wife, and I do tell them. I said I will do everything I can to find you and help you with the process of getting a house. I said, but you too have to agree which house it is, because I've been in that situation too many times where I'm like, I'm right here, guys, and they are. I don't want that. I don't need that. But that means they feel comfortable enough with me to express what they don't want. And even if I'm sitting in the room and it might get in a little argument. But it's been fun. So I would say I will do everything I can, to an extent, of course. And I always tell a client, and especially if it's like 2 people deciding or more, you just have to decide if this house is right for you. And I will do what I can to make it happen. So yeah, all these different personalities, some are great, some are not, but we're all humans and we just have to get through it because there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that's getting a house or selling a house.
Yeah.
Or a rental or whatever.
Or whatever.
Or whatever works for you.
So we have a little bit of a connection because
We
you
do.
live in,
San Juan Capistrano.
and I got my engagement picture done on Los Rios Street.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Do you remember one of our first, was that our first video?
No, we did our
Saturday?
first video at Rancho Mission Rio.
Rancho Rio. But then we did Who's Your Agent on,
Yeah, that was a good one.
or Who's Your Realtor?
Who's your agent?
Is it Who's Your Agent?
Yeah.
Oh, with the crew on Los
Because
Rios.
because lending, I don't think we could say realtor, so we just did the safe way and say who's your agent.
Oh, gosh, Who's Your Agent? Okay.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
San Juan Capistrano is it's my heart. Oh, there's other things that are my heart too.
So how long
but
have you lived in OC? Did you go to?
All my life.
What did you go to high school at?
San Clemente High School.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Look at that.
San Clemente High School, elementary and junior high in San Juan Capistrano, and college in Chapman University.
Oh wow! You like just really OC.
I am OCOC. I've left, and people.
What is the best thing you love about Orange County?
Gosh, the best thing. Here's the thing. I'll say, I love that it's my family and my friends and my connection is here. If it was somewhere else, that would be probably,
So the community.
It's the community.
Me too.
It's awesome.
All my family's are here.
See, yeah, whatever, you have to have your people around you that make it awesome to be where you are, no matter what it is, because those, or whatever. But I have, when I get these clients, I do a lot of like relos. Like I had a Maine, Florida, Colorado, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, why do you want to move to OC, Orange County? And mind you, I heard like people say the OC, and then you know that they're not from Orange County because we don't say the OC. And it's true. When people say the OC, I'm like, you're not from here, are you? But I asked them, I'm like, why do you want to move to Orange County?
Yeah.
And they're all, because of the weather. I'm like, so we're spoiled because I've lived here all my life.
Except for this year because it's been raining so much.
The rain, yeah.
But now the rain's gone. We're good.
Yeah, but it's today.
But yes,
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful. So people move here because of the weather, because it's not because of everything. Well, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity here, but it's expensive to live here. That's one thing. But everyone says the weather, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. And they said, okay. So I have people that make this their full-time home if they're moving from out of the area. Like I said, a couple of them, and some were like, just want a second home. Okay.
Welcome to the OC. That's funny.
You're not from these parts, are you?
No, I am not from this part.
Yeah. Is it all about me today?
It is all about you.
Oh, goodness. I mean, this could go on for part 2, I guess,
know.
if
We
we
could
wanted
go on
to.
forever. You've been in real estate for so long. What do you think? Because then, we see so many people get started in real estate and then they just don't last that long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think your longevity come from? What's the advice for agents that wants to get into the
I'm not good
business?
at advice for agents that want to come into this industry. I tell them all not to.
I tell
But
people with mortgage too, don't go into mortgage.
yeah, I just tell them don't do
That's
it.
all you think about all day long.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
exactly. It is all you think about. So it's your livelihood. So what's my longevity? People have to like you. They have to want to do business with you. They have to trust you. It's a big transaction, selling, buying, or even leasing. It's a home.
Yeah.
So I'm just there for the clients. I'm there when it is my full-time job. And I enjoy it. So I just make sure you have to always enjoy what you're doing.
That's true. Yeah, or else you can be miserable.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Yeah. Because some days are not great. And some
No.
days most days are good, but some days are like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my
So just longevity is being educated in what you do, so you can bring that different opportunities to your clients. Being personable with your clients, being there when you need to be being authentic, and just going and just moving forward. I mean, yeah, you have to do marketing too. You have to get your stuff out there because there's a lot of us out there. So you have to meet people. That's why people are like, oh, Danielle, you're everywhere. I'm like, yeah, I guess I am. And I have to be because I want this to last.
Correct.
And if they don't know you, if they don't see you doing business, you getting out there, they're going to be like, why do I use this person? And so I say, you use me because I am going to be there for you. I'm going to educate you. I'm going to help you get through the process of buying and selling or leasing a home in today's market. And that's my ultimate goal. And it seems to pay off. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. That actually is wood. You can knock on
it
that
is?
one
Okay.
for sure. Man. So, that's
Yeah, I mean,
I
hopefully
mean,
people.
you have the experience on both sides where it's like a bunch of homes to sell,
Mm-hmm.
and now there's like, we have a very limited inventory, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference in the market then versus now besides like just prices and things like that?
Like then, maybe when I started,
Yeah, like in whatever, 2015, 2016?
back in the day, it just, the prices are insane. Did I say that? Insane.
What was the average home price like back in 2015, 2016?
Oh gosh, please, stat people, don't quote me on this. It's coming. It just threw this question at me.
It's like 500,000-600,000.
I was gonna say 6.
All 300.
Yeah,
Everything's lower.
but that's all like Orange County. But being on the coast here, I mean, the coast always appreciates.
Yeah.
It's the inland parts that don't appreciate as much.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, because everyone wants to be by the coast. I think that's what it is. Like I always say, I live where people vacation.
That's true.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a different. It's the question was about the market. What
Yeah.
was difference? I mean, the pricing is. I mean, it's economy wise. People making more money. People coming out of COVID right now. I mean, I did say the C word. We're out of COVID right now. That was I do remember when it happened. It was like the first 2 weeks. I'm like, there goes our industry. And then all of a sudden it was like, what? There goes our industry up.
Yeah, it was.
It was the scariest thing.
Nuts.
I
It's
was
so
like-
busy.
Yeah. I was like,
And we're still busy.
We're still busy, and it's crazy. So it's been it's an interesting market, and I'm happy to say that I've gone through, the last 10 years of slightly different markets.
Yeah.
They say agents that came in during the last couple years, like COVID time, are in for an awakening because even though the market was hot back there and they were probably really busy, it's going to go back to what we think is a normal market.
Yeah.
And that's going to weed out a bunch of people, unfortunately. It's not going to weed out me because I'm used to it, or, because this is longevity to me.
Unless you retired and there's a
Oh, yes. When I win the lotto, I am in a lotto group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I have to give them $5 all the time. I feel like I've given them more money than I'm going to win.
$5. In my country, $5 make you holler.
See? Did you not?
Because
you did just.
I just said that. That's probably not.
That's,
But being in a market that is like very limited inventory and prices high,
Mm-hmm.
like you still getting your clients to like offers acceptance to homes and things like that. How
Yeah.
are you doing that?
Well, here's a little tidbit as well. It's like always make friends with the agent on the other side.
Is that your tip?
Well,
Make
yeah,
friends
there's plenty of tips. You only have to give a little bit here and
You
there.
only get one today.
Yeah, well, we might have given one earlier, but that's okay. Well,
If you listen to this podcast for 46 minutes, you get that one tip. That will make your day.
yeah. No, always make friends and be cordial to the agent on the other side because that can make or break a deal as well. If you need something done, you need to negotiate. You need to make things work. Having both agents working together on behalf of their clients, but also on behalf of the ultimate goal is to the transaction and to make each party satisfied that they came out. I mean, that's what my thing is, just make friends and acquaintances with the agent. And, after the deal, send them a little thank you. Don't.
Oh, the agent, the listing agent?
Well, listing or buying, whatever side you're
Oh.
on. I mean, if it's to each their own if they want to or not, but. So
You usually do it though. You're good at that.
Well,
You're
I
good at
know.
like connecting.
I hope so.
You get getting everyone to like you.
I did. Oh gosh, yeah. I was just with a meeting with one of my friends that owns a Chick-fil-A, and I was connecting her with our local trash person to make sure everything was picked up, and then I connected her.
You're more helpful than I am. I just have to
Oh
apply.
yeah, we're gonna have to do like, see who's helpful. Like this, what I got. This, what I got. This, what I got. This, what I got. Yeah, you're helpful.
But in this market, since we're talking about like homes and things like that, how long does it? What's the typical time frame to close like a house on a house?
Well, you can speak on the lending side on how long it takes you to lend, but it's like typical. It's like the norm is 30 days. I mean, when I started, I think it was 45 days too. 45 was okay, and then 45 was like, hell no, you can close early in that. So
now
what?
we're like fit. Remember when COVID was like, we need to do it in 14
Tomorrow!
days. Like whoa,
Oh my God, that was the craziest thing.
that was crazy.
So yeah, so the loans.
I did not enjoy that, but we did it for
No.
some people and it was fun. But man, it was tough.
Oh yeah, I mean cash offers. You can close really as quickly as you feel comfortable. I always say clients get their inspections done so they feel comfortable because the homeowner might not even know. Like if I'm representing the buyer, a homeowner might not even know what's about the house. Or so you get a third-party inspection, you get that inspection done, you rely on that inspection to help you make a decision if you're going to move forward with purchase. So cash buyers, always get an inspection. Some cash buyers get an appraisal just so they can know what the property would value at. But
So for cash offer, just an inspection and an appraisal, and then because you do a lot of cash offers too.
I've done the last 4 transactions for cash buyers. So I was like,
That's why you don't need me.
I will always need you. You're
Oh,
helpful.
okay,
You're the
thanks.
helpful mortgage
Yes.
guy.
Yes.
But no, it's the cash offers can close as soon as everyone's comfortable on both sides. And there's the process, the inspection, disclosures, sometimes maybe the seller's still in there,
Yeah.
or there's whatever situations. But
So in the last 4 transaction, what was the fastest time to close a cash offer?
14 days, 2 weeks.
Oh, wow,
I
that's good.
I listed a property beginning of December, I think it was the end of
So you listed in December. This last
last year,
2022?
yeah. December, I think we had an offer, I think it was the first week, and then we closed on December 31st.
Oh wow.
And it was a Friday.
Oh, nice.
And,
That's fun.
yeah,
Fun Friday.
yeah, I think it was even less than 2 weeks. Everything was so quick. But
That is quick.
that is awesome. When you're just like, if you're a buyer and you have all your ducks in a row, like your pre-approval letter, or even better, like fully underwritten. Is that the terms I want to use?
So we have those.
Okay, so everything you have lined up, or all your liquid cash ready to go, like you can just be like, bam, 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 like here's my deposit, here's my, my stuff. You can get it done quick, and that just, don't wait to get these things done. If you know you're going to buy a house, you have to line up.
So
this
be
stuff.
prepared.
Be prepared, because it makes it just feel smooth, and you're not racing to try and get this document for this lender, or call your bank because your funds aren't actually liquid yet. So just line it all up. I'm happy to help figure out the process with those clients, and just to make sure they are in a winning bid situation.
So since you've done so many transactions,
So many transactions.
You do a lot. So you do so many cash and all this stuff. What typically do you see that usually delay closing?
Delays closing?
Yeah.
Request for repairs, if there is one, maybe. So the buyer will do their inspection, and they can request for repairs. I mean, in the California RPA, Residential Purchase Agreement, it says all properties are sold as is, but we know a majority of the time there's going to be a request for repairs. So that part, negotiating back and forth, can delay closing.
Okay.
Also, a loan can declare
Because they don't have all their ducks in a row.
They don't have all their ducks in a row. Something might come up. You'll tell them, don't buy something crazy. Don't go buying that freaking
All
Tesla.
these, Amita. Don't buy all these.
Yeah, don't do it. You keep that credit card and then hidden. So so delays in your paperwork or stuff like that. But request for repairs, they can put a little delay on it. Contractually, you have a contract. You're supposed to close in this time. If you need to extend the contract, if both parties agree on it, then yes, that can be an opportunity. But you always want to stay in your timeline.
Nice. And how do you feel about 2023 market from now to?
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Gosh, 2023.
I'm not gonna hold you to it.
Don't hold me to it, because I can't predict.
I am not gonna hold you to 2020. I'm not gonna hold Danielle Smith to her prediction for 2023.
Yeah, I want to know your prediction, but I guess it's all about me today.
Yep, it's all about you.
Okay. My prediction. I don't think we're, in that crazy frenzy. Well, we all know we're not in that crazy frenzy of 2020 and 2021. But we do see properties that are priced right get multiple offers.
That's true.
Francis was just telling us about the one that she was there's multiple offers on.
There's 40 offers on a property.
On a property priced right. And it was a fixer because people were going to
I guess it's priced right.
Do it yourself stuff. Yeah. So I do think, we're always saying price right. What's priced right? Well, don't go if your property, last house sold, that's an exact comp for $1 million, don't go for 1.5. I mean, price it, or the old strategy used to be price it at or below the last comp just to get bids in. But I don't think it's going to be too crazy, but I will tell you currently right now, it's sometimes hard for people to get loans and wrap their head around the fact that they have to pay the interest rates are higher. So I think, a lot of the lenders are saying, if you find the house you'd like, then lock in whatever rate it is if you can afford it, and then refi later.
Yeah, it's a highly volatile market.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I had a couple listings, and they didn't go above asking, but they were cash buyers, and my sellers were okay with that. So I've seen both sides. I'm hearing properties still getting multiple offers and going like that, and I'm seeing some that are just
So it's going to be busy from now.
I think it's going to be constant busy. We'll see what, different rates come up and how the year. I mean, we're at the big,
Do you think the market is going to crash?
Don't say that word.
Oh, sorry.
Gosh, I'm just can we just wipe that out of this conversation?
Okay, no.
I do not know, because I do not have the magic 8-ball.
That's true. But
I don't.
Based on what we looked at, because everyone has equity in the homes.
Yes.
And there's very low inventory. But, 2008 was the opposite, right?
Yeah.
People upside down, and there's not enough inventory.
Yeah, and you're very right on that, because people got locked in at such low interest rates.
Yeah.
So you're very right about that. The equity, if people needed to sell, they could sell and possibly still have, money left depending on their property.
What is I heard some statistic at
No
Orange County
stats.
Realtors
Oh, yeah.
about like on average, how much people have on average in their house, like equity wise, I think something like 150, 200, something like that.
Let's
Have
go
you-
with what you heard,
Okay.
because I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
But I will do my research with OCAR, Orange County Association of Realtors, also known as Orange County Realtors,
Yes.
shortened version. I'll do my stats and we'll bring them up a little bit more. But I believe you.
You believe me?
I
Oh,
do.
wow, that's one person.
I believe you. Do you see this butterfly behind me? I mean,
Right,
I
yeah,
hope people
that's a
aren't
beautiful
distracted by this butterfly.
Well, that was thank you for spending some time today. That was fun.
It was fun.
That was very fun learning about auction.com.
I hope
That
it
was.
was.
Yeah. I didn't know there was so much intricate and details that goes to auction.com.
Oh, there's a lot more, and I just sort of just talk and it just comes out. So if you lost track,
We're gonna do another podcast just on auction.com.
oh, I could bring in Daryl, Emily, and Gina.
Oh, we can bring in guests on auction.com.
They were all we all
Wow.
work together, and
That's cool.
they will, yes, they're awesome. They little good times.
Sweet.
So thanks for having me.
No,
I'm so
this is
excited.
fun. This is good. We should do more.
Oh, we should.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Ooh, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
More to come.
More to come. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful day today.
Take care.
I should do it again. Thank you. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.